Audio City USA has been around for over 35 years, and we've seen a lot of trends come and go in that time. Starting at the 90s and working way up to 2020, we're gonna go through the decades of wheel trends that we've seen come through here at Audio City USA. Now, kicking things off, let's start with the 90s wheel trends. Anthony, what have we seen in the 90s? What were people putting on their car at the time?
90s are chrome was huge. That's when chrome was like blowing up, right? Wire wheels were still trending in the early 90s with, you know, box body Mustangs. That was big. Some Camaros were doing it. A lot of the old school trucks were doing like the S10s. They were doing 13x7s, reverse slips.
Let me see this stuff, because in my mind, when I think the 90s, you say a lot of stuff like this.
Like 13x7s. Yeah, they were doing this a lot. And then also, as the 90s progressed, the wheels started to change and chrome, bigger wheels are starting to come.
Well, when I think of the 90s, and I wasn't there, I mean, I was born in 99, so it counts, but I think of auto salon stuff like this.
Yes.
I'm talking Subaru WRXs,
yeah, so
I'm talking S15s, this is the
you
stuff
would see like the Mazda Civics, you would see like tuner cars with this stuff. Like
yeah, like $4,000 cars with $2,000 wheels. That's how they did it back then.
Yeah. That's just the way it is. And things are changing. They're evolving so fast now. I don't have one here, but you can put down the picture. Prime wheels, like the directional spokes, full face ones, the smaller wheels. Those are big too. I don't have one here to show you, but we'll drop a picture so you guys can see what that is.
What were people doing for performance in the 90s? Because this is like auto salon stuff. Now, if you guys don't know what auto salon is, it's when someone takes a $5,000 Civic and puts $50,000 worth of interior and airbags and mods and engine stuff. It's all chrome, it's all like this.
Like 90s, baby. Come on. Are you in 90s, baby? Yeah. It's the 90s, baby. Come on. Let's party like it's 1990s, baby. 90s, baby. Come on. Are you in 90s, baby?
Fast and Furious Part 1.
Oh yeah, like that's kind of stuff.
Like 1999, 98.
That's. But if someone wanted performance in the 90s, was it something like this that we would see? Like kind of smaller wheels?
The tuner stuff, so not more of this style yet. It wasn't popular yet. Let me show you one that was. Bring me that one up there. This is the type of style, if you wanted something style tuner, this is the style that was popular back then, 100%.
And by the way, guys, we actually still have these available. And what's interesting, and we'll get to this in a little bit, wheels like this Bavar right here, which we still have for sale at AudioCityUSA.com, these come back around in style. So we'll get to that in a little bit about trends that we saw, well, not me, because I wasn't here, but trends that were around in the 90s and the 2000s that are now popular today. But this was one of them, and you'd see this on a lot of import tuner kind of stuff.
Yeah, like it came back again, you know?
Absolutely.
All right, so transitioning from the 90s, we're gonna transition into the early 2000s, and we're about to show you which ones those are. Let's go.
I was born at this point, so I can actually weigh in. I know exactly what I could picture, at least in the early 2000s. I'm thinking we had a lot more colorful wheels that matched the paint of people's car kind of energy. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, so I would say between like 2002, 2010, like 2009, a lot of the color matching was popular.
Because I can imagine, right? Transformers, first generation Transformers, we're talking Camaros that were yellow, and I could so see this being a thing. Like,
yeah, it was huge. It was like, and that's all we did. I remember back when I started, that's what it was popping. It was like a lot of the color matching, a lot of like the color match the paint and bigger wheels too.
Absolutely.
So it went from like 20s to 22s to 24s and 26s.
Oh, so big sizes, lots of color.
Yes.
What I think is interesting too is you've been here since, like you said, 2007. Anthony's actually seen a lot of these trends come and go and come through the showroom.
The thing is with the wheel trends, it's also varies on the person, right? Because it's very debatable.
Absolutely. The other thing I like to think of when I think of early 2000s, a lot of supercars like McLaren SLRs, Bugatti Veyrons were popular, and this is where I think three-piece really started to take off, because you could see, I mean, this is kind of a timeless wheel design where you could see it developing in the early 2000s, but this is still popular today.
It was, and also because three-piece at that time, in the 90s, was very expensive. So moving into 2000s, it became a little bit more affordable than it was in the 90s. So it became a little more popular because machining became faster and became more efficient for the manufacturer, so the CNC machines were faster.
And what kind of cars do you see coming through the showroom at Audio City USA asking for three pieces? What was the kind of vibe?
Back then?
Yeah.
We're doing Chrysler 300s.
With three-piece?
Yeah. We were doing that. We were doing a lot of the older trucks, like slant trucks, or like 26s on three-piece was huge.
That's crazy. And what's even more crazy is look at the designs we have. A lot of these still sell, guys, because everyone has a different taste based on the era they like the most. So things like these Lexanis right here, things like the ones we have up the top.
Like this. Okay, this right here, mesh, color match, stuff like that.
With deep dish?
That screams to me early 2000s.
Well, my favorite era is the early 2000s, but my favorite wheel era is actually the 2010s. So moving into the 2010s, I think people went for a more low-key kind of vibe. That's where we started to see stuff like this. This is what I have in mind when I picture the 2010 era of wheels. I'm thinking Range Rover C-Classes, 3 Series, things that are a little bit more subtle, but a little bit more intricate. We've got a lot more multi-spoke design, a lot more stuff.
So for like Forgiato, they added this in the late 2010s, I think 2018, 19, when they released the trimester. Dude, when this one came out, it blew up.
This is like the Kim Kanye kind of stuff right here.
Yeah, the trimester, especially this design, like the straight spoke.
Let the guys know, what have you seen coming through the doors here?
That's when the deep concave era started to come in. Like Ferrada, they launched in 2015. Dude, this was blowing up. This was like really popular at the time.
So concave madness kind of took over. People wanted wheels. Come look at the side of this wheel. People wanted wheels that actually bent inwards a little bit by design.
Correct, that's just concave started. That's when it started really.
You can see them on these Ferrada wheels right here. The concave madness, I really like it because I think it just makes the wheels look more aggressive. Kind of gives it that 3D effect.
Lexani has their own concave versions. Every manufacturer has their own concave, which depending on your style. This design, and also the off-road concave stuff. Another thing to mention, off-road started to take off.
2010s?
Yeah, 2010s is when off-road is like, even at SEMA shows, it was like all you saw was off-road.
Especially because that's when SUVs of the time started getting actually sporty, a lot of power, a lot of things like that. You needed wheels that could keep up like these hybrid forged Vossens we have in the showroom. But off-road stuff like what we have up here, Fuel, KMC.
Oh my gosh, that's all we were fucking selling back then. Like, is nothing but fuel stuff. Fuel, XD, KMC. They were like the godfathers of off-road when they happened, like when it blew up.
Now we're gonna get into the 2020s, the stuff that we've seen come through the doors from 2020 onwards. Now, the first thing that I like to think about is stuff like this right here. Aerodisc is huge, especially Aerodisc that is actually built into the wheel as opposed to bolted on top of it.
Yeah.
So like these Rohana wheels right here, I'm thinking like RS6 Avant with this kind of stuff. I'm thinking like even Golfs, people putting Aerodisc stuff on Golfs.
This screams to me Audi, Mercedes, BMW. You can pull it off. We even did a Kia Stinger on something like this. It just looks good.
But the technology changed too, guys, because this would have been very difficult to manufacture back in the day, especially ones like these right here. We have some more Aerodiscs. This kind of stuff is not easy to make, but as technology improved, CNCing improved, even cost versions improved, we started getting more unique designs. Stuff even like that Road Force. Yes, it's not an Aerodisc, but look at the intricacy in that wheel.
As the CNC machining, manufacturing, and the way they build wheels advances, the wheel trends also change as well, because then something becomes more affordable, more attainable. The Aerodisc in 2010s was attainable, but it was only attainable on a bolt-on on the 3-piece, which was not cheap.
No.
A set like that would cost like 10 grand. One of the last trends that have been popular within the past 3 to 4 years is the full face. The full face has been popular more for some of the SUVs, more the luxury brands.
I love full face, and I think it looks good on, like you just said, SUVs. I'm thinking high-end luxury. So Bentleys, Rolls-Royce, S-Classes look good with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, even we've done a lot of these. Drop some pictures if you guys want. The Cybertruck.
That's true. A lot of EV stuff now.
Yeah, a lot of the, because it has like that full phase kind of EV look to it. But it's been really popular right now, and we've been selling a lot of this.
I think it's interesting because this stuff has, as we've said, developed over time, but some of the stuff has stuck around. Now, Anthony, what are some wheels that you've seen that came out and just kind of took over and are still popular today? One of those all-time wheels, if you would. Well,
we manufacture one of those, LA Wire. Wire wheels in general are like a trend that it was in the 90s, and then it fell off in the 2000s. 2010s, it was starting to pick up. Now, the past 5 years, it has been just insanely crazy blowing up. We're putting them on cars that, what?
Yeah, I mean, guys, check this out, come with me. This sort of stuff right here is what we're talking about. We have different kinds of knockoff, we have all different colors now. We even put a set on a Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah, Tacoma, Tesla, Corvette C8.
Everyone's putting wire wheels on.
Older Impalas, I mean, it's like the clothing. It's like
90s stuff came back around. Baggy fits in at the moment. If you guys remember Jay-Z wearing huge oversized clothes, that's what kids wear these days.
Gio is 21. I'm older than him, way older than him, right? he wears baggy pants. I was
Yeah.
looking at his pants yesterday. It's like, dude, it's fucking baggy pants. But all the kids are wearing that. Same thing with wheels. I feel like all the old school stuff is coming back.
I don't think that chrome's gonna come back like this, but I do think chrome's gonna come back like this set of Coco Couture's right here. This is cool. And you'll see these on Range Rovers and all sorts of stuff like that.
Chrome is timeless. I don't think chrome is ever gonna go away.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think it's going anywhere.
I hope that concave stays around, especially when Ferrada brings out new wheels like this. Check out the concavity on that wheel right there. It's absolutely epic. Stuff like this, I hope sticks around because this is one of my favorite styles.
See that aero disc? This is all brand new styles within a year. So this one too, this is within a year. The concave is not going anywhere, and I think it's here to stay.
Guys, what I think is really fascinating is Audio City USA has been around for over 35 years. We've seen all these trends come and go, and I think it's interesting to see how it's developed from the 90s to the 2000s, 2010s, and now we're in the 2020s. Which era is your favorite?
My favorite would probably be, I think, now.
Now the 2020s?
Yeah.
I think I have to agree. The stuff that's coming out today is insane, but what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below which era of wheels is your favorite, and what do you think is coming in the future? New EVs,
Yeah.
you know, hybrids, stuff like that, new manufacturing techniques. It's all to play for, it's all to come. So if you guys want to stay updated on what's coming, be sure to keep in touch with us, Audio City USA, on every platform. And if you want expert help from people like Anthony, make sure to reach out to us. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Audio City USA's YouTube account. And we'll see you guys in the next one.